Hey everyone, welcome to my very first live video tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make this winter rocky base for a monstrous creature base. I really hope you like it. I apologize for the length, but I just wanted to show you all the steps I will be taking in this tutorial. So I began with this monstrous creature base. Pretty straightforward. To create some variation on the base, I use green stuff. I just put down a few patches of green stuff and just made little hills on the base. This is always great when you're using larger bases because well, I personally feel that a very large base, the odds are that the entire base wouldn't be flat. So as you can see here, I'm just putting down my final piece of green stuff, and these will create the hills. So next I'm putting down the same concrete pieces that I used in my rocky terrain base tutorial. I just have a couple small pieces and I'm just using white glue or PVA glue would do just as good for the base. And now I'm just covering the entire base with PVA glue because I'm going to add the sand. However, I realized that I wanted to add a little bit more rocky texture to it, so I actually added some rocks, which we will see very shortly. Whenever you need to spread glue on a base, I recommend just using an old brush like the one you can see here. I've used it many times for glue, so there's a nice thick layer of glue actually over the brush. That way when you use older brushes, it doesn't damage any newer ones that you have. So then I added just a few more rocks to the base in a pretty much a random pattern. Just add again more texture to the base. And now I'm just adding the sand, the Citadel basing sand over the entire base and letting it dry. And basically what you get is this base right here. I then painted the entire base, including the rocks, black. When the paint dries, the base looks like this. I I did a heavy dry brush over the rocks using Codex Gray. I then followed up with a lighter dry brush using a 2-to-1 mix of Codex Gray and Skull White. This will add a little bit extra detail on the rocks and make them look a little bit more realistic. Now that the rocks are done, I started on the sand areas, first with a dry brush of Khemri Brown. When applying this coat, I intentionally did not go with a uniform color, just to create a little bit of variation in the ground, as well as it creates a little bit of a shadow effect if you do it around the rocks. And then next, I did another dry brush using Snakebite leather over the sand areas. And once again, I applied this in an uneven pattern, just create some variation in the ground color. When the ground color was done, I started painting the areas that will have snow on them with skull white paint. I just tried to choose just different areas, try to make them not connected, and you see just my patterns. I tend to just go in almost random patterns and try to make them look not very smooth, just more edgy. I tried to make sure that the snow covered the entire area of the base, so I just tried to make sure that each little area has a little bit of snow around it, and again, just make it look like it was almost clumped or random patterns. When the paint was dry, I added PVA glue or white glue once again to these areas, and later I'll add some snow flock. When adding the glue, I made sure that the glue covered the entire white area as well as just a little bit extra of the brown areas around it. That way it kind of gives the illusion of thicker and thinner snow. And lastly, I just added a little bit more glue to the base. I'm going to add some grass flock, just a tiny bit, dispersed amongst the snow to give the illusion that this is a late winter kind of melting period. And what it really does is the green grass will add a little bit of texture to the base and add a little contrast of color to make it a little bit more interesting and a little more popping. And that's it. You now know how I did my winter base for my monstrous creature. Now all it needs is a monstrous creature to go on top of it. Which one? You'll have to wait and find out. And that's it. As always, thank you to all you people for watching and subscribing to my videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this video. And until next time, this is Jay saying, happy painting, everyone.
Needs a subset of the first area changes, so we get the two-tone scratches. Overall, I feel